If you've been scrolling through endless treadmill listings, weighing the difference between a compact fold-up model and a full-size gym beast, and still feel stuck on which one actually makes sense for your space, this review is going to clear that up. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent the last few weeks setting up a couple of home gyms and testing a few of the most popular machines, and the Incline heavy-duty treadmill kept popping up in the conversations, so let's break down exactly what that means for you. First off, the biggest hesitation most people have isn't about horsepower or max speed, it's about whether the treadmill will actually fit into their living room, survive daily use, and stay affordable enough that you don't feel like you're throwing money at a piece of equipment that will end up gathering dust. The Incline unit tries to answer those worries with a 20-inch wide belt that stretches out to 50 inches in length. That extra width feels surprisingly natural for people who have broader strides or who like to jog in a slightly sideways gait, especially when you're sharing the treadmill with a partner who might be a foot taller. In my testing, the belt stayed stable even when I increased the speed to the 12 miles per hour ceiling, and the side rails didn't wobble, which is a relief if you've ever watched a treadmill shake on a cheap model while trying to sprint a short interval. One of the most practical strengths is the 8+6 cushioning system. The 8 spring shock absorbers combined with 6 silicone cushions are meant to protect your joints, and after a half hour of running at a moderate incline, I could actually feel less impact on my knees compared to a standard treadmill I own. For anyone dealing with mild knee soreness, or who just wants a bit more forgiveness on the pavement-like feel, that cushioning is a real quality-of-life upgrade. It's not a soft-as-clouds experience that makes you feel you're running on a treadmill in a pillow factory, but it's a noticeable reduction in that pounding sensation you get on a harder deck. Now, let's talk about the Incline. The machine offers a 20-level automatic incline, which is a nice step up from the basic 5-level models that often come with the same price tag. The transition between levels feels smooth because the motor drives the incline rather than relying on a manual lever. I tried a hill repeat workout that started flat, spiked up to level 12, and then dropped back down, and the treadmill handled it without any lag. For anyone training for trail runs or just looking to spice up cardio sessions with a steeper grade, those 20 steps give you a lot of room to play. One of the selling points that's easy to overlook until you actually use it is the built-in Bluetooth speaker system. I paired my phone and streamed a high-energy playlist while I was on a treadmill interval, and the sound came through clearly enough that I didn't have to crank the volume to ear-splitting levels. It's not a full-blown home theater setup, but the speakers are definitely louder than the tinny little drivers you find on most budget machines. If you're the type who needs music or a podcast to stay motivated, the integrated speakers eliminate the need for an extra set of earbuds that can slip off when you're sweating. The foldable design is another area where the Incline tries to earn points. The hydraulic soft drop system lets you lower the deck with a single motion, and the whole unit folds down to a more manageable footprint. In my apartment, the treadmill went from a 70-inch long, 30-inch wide footprint to something you can slide into a closet with just a couple of people's help. The downside here is that the folding mechanism, while smooth, adds a bit of extra weight to the overall unit. This model tops out at a 500-pound capacity, which is great for heavier users. But the whole treadmill still feels solid enough that moving it around without a second person can be a bit of a chore. If you're living in a studio or plan to store it in a tight nook, you'll want to make sure you have a clear path and perhaps a small dolly or 2 hands on deck. When it comes to the console, the LED display is clear and gives you the basic speed, incline, time, distance, calories, and heart rate. It's not a full-blown touchscreen that can run apps, but the simplicity works in my book because I never get distracted by notifications mid-run. The real convenience is the ability to sync the treadmill with a fitness app over Bluetooth, letting you log workouts automatically. For data-driven runners who like to see trends over weeks or months, that connectivity is a nice bonus without adding unnecessary complexity. Who should buy this treadmill? If you're a serious runner or someone who does regular cardio and needs a machine that can handle higher speeds, steeper inclines, and a larger stride length, the Incline checks those boxes. It's also a solid pick for families.